Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we guys will be continuing the authentication process of a user. And in previous video, we have explained what is JWT and how to save the particular user data under Postgres. Today, we shall be decoding the JWT data, and also we shall be logging up the user under our entire application. So first thing first, if you are not following me to my Instagram, kindly follow me there. It will be a huge favor from you if you follow me here. I keep posting some certain posts over what is MongoDB versus Firestore, path for custom backend, and all these posts. So if you are not following me there, follow me there. So what I can do now to continue my process, if you go under my controller, here you can see I got a method for creating a new account. Also, we have got a method for validate ML. So what I can do, I can create a new method for signing up. That is for logging up. So here I can say login process. So first thing first, I can copy the boilerplate thing and paste it here, right? And here I can say a login method. For logging up, first of all, we need some user credentials as usual. So I can copy them from this side, paste it here, right? So now what I can do, I can copy the following method for authentication, validation of user email and paste it here, right? Now, if the if the email is not validated, we'll be sending the particular message back, else we'll be carrying up our message. So first thing first, for logging up under our account, we need to check whether the particular user email exists or not. And also we need to check whether the user password is matched or not. And for that purpose, we shall be using bcrypt for comparing the passwords. So first thing first, what I can do, I can go under my repository. So first also I can copy this thing from this side, and here I can say check user data, and here under my repository I can create a new method for finding user email, that is user password. So I can add a new method here which will be asynchronous of find user password. Right now this thing will be requiring certain arguments, so I can copy my arguments of request and response, also of hash password, but we don't need, so we can remove this thing off. And here I can find my user password. So for finding my user password, I can also provide here an argument of user email, or we shall be requiring a user email. So I can say a user email will be a string, right? So I can go at the bottom, and here I can first of all I can find a user password. So here I can say get base user password should be equal to this dot create query builder from my users table, and here I can say select only user password. So here I can say users dot user password, and where I can add a where flag, and under my where flag I can add a condition of users dot user email. Alright, right spelling, the following spelling should be case sensitive. So the following thing will be user email should be equal to user email that we have just provided of user email itself. And after that I can say get one, not get count but get one. Right, once I have got this, I can wait for this. Now what I can do, I can also add a condition here. So I can say if get base user password is equal to undefined, I can send a different response back. So here I can say return response. Alright, response dot send, right? I can send a different response. So under my different response, it will be first of all a message of a user not found, right? And after that I can send some flag of authenticated, right? Authenticated to be false, right? If the following thing is not undefined, we can send a different response, and I can return the entire get base user password, right, at the last, right? So this should be my entire thing. So let's try it out. So for trying it out, I can go back and I can use the following method of user repository dot find user password. It will be requiring a request, response, and also a user email. Now what I can do, I can this thing will be returning us a new data of the following get base user password. So I can wait for it first, right? And also what I can do, I can say let user data should be equal to this thing, right? So what I can do now, I can say let base password should be equal to user data. From this I can set fetch the user password itself, and I can say this thing will not be equal to null. Also I can say the user data is not equal to null. Okay, so it will be returning us a new promise. So what I can do, I can send here it will be a new promise under type of any. right? So this should be working. Yeah, this is working. So yeah, this should be our entire base password. Now we need to compare our base password from our user repo with a new password that the user has just inputted, right? With a new password of user password. So I can say here a new comment of compare, right? Compare passwords. So I need to compare some passwords. So to do that, I can use bcrypt.compare. And here I need to provide some different data. First of all, I need to provide here a new user password that he has just provided, and also some base password that we have got already, right? Now this thing will be giving us a new callback. So here I can say asynchronous callback. It will be sending up some error, which will be any, and also some data of any, right? We can throw a new callback just right here, and we can copy the following error callback and paste it here, right? If you got some error, else I can also do one thing. If I got some different data, I can say if data. Okay, instead of data, it should be a result, right? Because an entire comparison will be giving us a result. So here I can say if result is not equal to true, if it is false, I can send a different response. Let's say a message of wrong password, and also authentication should be false. Else, if nothing went right, that is, if everything went right, I can send an entire JWT. So I can copy the JWT method from this side, right? Let's copy the end part of this side, copy this thing, and paste it here, right? So we also need a JWT secret key. So I can copy secret key and paste it at the top, right? So this should be our entire JWT sign in method. So let's try it out. Also, we don't need a required flag here, right? Because it's a new method. So this should be working. So let's try it out. So for trying it out, first of all, I need to go under my routes, and here I need to add a new route for login one, right? So here add a path of login, and here add a method of login, right? So let's try it out. So I can go back. Let's wait for it. Okay, our database is connected. Let's try it out. So first thing first, I need the following input of user email and user password. So what I can do, I can copy the exact same case, and let's duplicate a tab, right? It should be a login method, and under my body, it will be only requiring a user email and password. So let's send a post request. Now you can see I am getting my data back. That is authentication is true. That's because password is matched. As soon as I remove E from this side and I send a request, here you can see I will be getting a message of wrong password, right? And also if I remove the E from this side and send a request, I will be getting a message of user not found, right? So this should be our entire use case for login and sign up under our entire authentication for social, right? If I send a proper user credentials and if I send a request, I will be getting a JWT. I can copy JWT from this side and let's paste everything here. You can see I will be getting my data back, having some issue time and also some expiry time, right? So this should be your case for logging it under your account. Let me explain to you about what the thing that we have done so far. Under my login process, I am getting some user input. Also, I am having the particular JWT secret. So first of all, I am validating whether the particular user email is valid or not. If it is not thing, okay, enter valid email should be, okay, enter valid email, right? Well, after that, once I have got the validation of user, that user email, I am checking the user data from my repository. So here under my method of find user password, I am finding the user password. If I got the password to be undefined, I am sending user not found, else I am returning my entire base user password. Once I got my base password, I am comparing them with the new password. If the following password do not match, I am sending the message of wrong password, else I am sending the particular JWT. Right, so this should be your entire case for authentication, for signing up, also for logging up, right? If I check my Postgres one more time, let's refresh items, let's select from top 1000, you can see I am getting the particular user email. So let's create a new user email. So let's create a new account for Rohan, right? For a mock account, had a password for it as well, send a request, right? So I'm getting the following message, and if I try to log in with these credentials, let's say login with these credentials, we don't need username, right? If I send a login one, I will be getting my data back, right? And as soon as I go back and if I refresh my entire query, that is my table, and if I select top 1000, here you can see I will be getting some different data, that is Abhishek and Rohan as well. Now this was our entire authentication process that we should be using under Dost Social. I hope you have loved this video. If you do so, please follow me over to my Instagram where I keep updating you with the regular videos, some mock-ups, some tidbits and etc. Till then, if you have loved this video, also hit that like button and I will see you in the next one.